They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahweh Shai said, and he's speaking to the wicked scribes and Pharisees here. Says,
right, because all they did was accuse. People were getting healed, and they would come and still accusing the man while he's healed. Instead of rejoicing that he's healed, y'all trying to condemn the man by some technicality.
Why you holding his bed on the Sabbath?
Like, that's why Yahweh Shai was like, you're of your father the devil. You're an accuser.
Man.
Wow. Man, I know, right?
It says, they answered and said, verse 39, unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahweh Shai saith unto them, if ye were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. But now ye seek to kill me, a man that hath told you the truth, which I have heard of the Most High. This did not Abraham. He was cutting the hell out of him.
Yeah. I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, look, if you were children of Abraham, you would do the works of Abraham. And what was the works of Abraham? Faith, belief, obedience. Not the technicalities of the law, man.
Right.
You see? Now the law is going to be written in our inward parts at the end of the day because the law is holy. The law was given unto the Israelites as this is the governing factor of how you're supposed to govern yourself. The schoolmaster.
Foundation is to start.
Right, and that just gave us access to the mind of the Most High, what he required. So really what's going to be written in us surpasses that. It's the direct order, the will of the Lord will be done through his people. Judgment will be executed in righteousness perfectly. But through the law, we do have a mind, we have access into what the Most High requires.
Right.
But it's far beyond, the Most High's righteousness is far beyond that. But he gave it to us in the form of written, you know, and then he wrote it on stone. Because Moses wrote all of the 613 commandments, then he fulfilled it. It was fulfilled by being written on stone.
Right.
Which represented the stony heart. But it goes, it ain't like we gonna get into the kingdom and written on our heart it's gonna be Deuteronomy 20 and 3. No, the law, the order, the will of the Most High is gonna be in us.
It's cool.
To never go off.
Right.
You ain't gonna have a nigga like that. Right?
Hell no. We ain't have no presumptuous sins and secret faults.
Yeah.
That's gonna be done away with.
See? This is that's more. This is Galatians chapter 3 and 7 and 16. Now to Abraham and to his seed were the promises made. He said not into seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Hamashiach. It's all going to be fulfilled in him. It says, and this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of God in Yahweh Shai, who was that angel in Egypt, the law, which was 430 years after Abraham received that promise, okay, we eventually entered into a covenant. So listen to what he's saying. It says, cannot, okay, so the law that was given 430 years after the promise cannot disannul that it should make the promise none effect. For if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more a promise. God gave it to Abraham by promise. Wherefore was the law given? Why was the law given then? Right. It was added, all right, because of transgressions, basically to show us how much we needed Yahweh Shai.
Right.
The law was given unto us to show us, damn, we through. We need Yahweh Shai. That's why the law was given, man. All right, it was added because of transgressions to the seed, all right, should come whom the promise was made. And that's the scriptures, when the scriptures say, in thy seed shall all of the kindred of the earth be blessed, that's talking about Yahweh Shai. That's our access to the promise, not the law. All right, the Yahweh Shai is the way, man. That is our only way to receiving that promise that was given unto Abraham. You get it?
Yep.
Got it.
Tell you that in Galatians 4, it says through the fullness of time, roughly paraphrasing, that the Most High Yahweh sent forth a son. All right, I think it's Galatians 4 and 4, and that's what we're saying. Through that fullness of time, Yahweh Shai came in and brought forth a renewal.
Yeah.
All right, and that's why everything they said under the law, which the law still stands, but Yahweh Shai, we basically have to utilize Yahweh Shai to get delivered out from under the law, because destruction is going to come eventually.
Right. The law still stands, but the covenant and your way of being made right with the Most High is what has been upgraded. And it's not now dependent on perfection in that first covenant. We read the word law, but a lot of times it's talking about the covenant. Because the covenant required perfection in the law. And it said, cursed be he that keepeth and confirmeth not the words of this covenant. So when you broke it, a curse came with it. Yahweh Shah's blood redeemed you from the curse of that law. We're still under the curses, right?
Yep.
But when he comes, hey, we going up.
Man.
It's a loophole out of that first contract.
There you go.
You remember this one? This is old school here. Matthew 5:17 in the NLT. Don't misunderstand why I have come. I did not come to abolish the law of Moses or the writings of the prophets. No, I came to accomplish their purpose.
Right. He showed us how to. He came in the flesh.
This in a long
First
time.
of all, he fulfilled what the prophets wrote about him. Right? Isaiah said he would be born.
Right.
There's various prophecies of his coming. Okay, but he also showed us how, all right, to be made right with the Most High through how you walk, man. He showed us how to sacrifice. He showed us like what to do, how to give that life up. He was an example of that. All right, for the greater glory to come, man.
John 15, just back over what you said. John 15:22. It reads, it says, if I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin.
And what is the sin? That they believe not on him.
They didn't believe upon him. That was it. Like, so look, if I would have never came, then I mean, really, realistically, there would have been no sin. But now that I did come and speak unto you, there ain't gonna be no excuse at the end of the day. That's what the Lord
Yeah.
said, you know?
Galatians 4,
4,
now
4.
start at verse 3. Says, even so, when we were children, were in bondage under the element of the world. But when the fullness of the time was come, Yahweh sent forth his Son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoptions of sons.
His whole birth was rooted in the law. He was circumcised the 8th day. It was the seed of a man. Again, if Yahweh Shah was born of a virgin birth, he's not perfect according to the law of Moses.
Right.
The law of Moses requires the seed.
Yeah.
Of the man. If there's no father, then he didn't really fulfill the law. Right? Again, when you read Exodus 12, when it says made of a woman under the law, Yahweh Shah's birth, his whole life fulfilled the law. He was contrary to the law in no way. Okay, so he perfected. He was everything we needed. He was the high priest. He was the sacrifice. He was the scapegoat. He was everything we needed.
Sacrificial lamb, everything. Yep.
He was every lamb without blemish. He was everything without blemish. Again, if he didn't have no father, he would be having blemish. That could be a technicality. Well, he didn't have no father. He ain't no seed.
Right.
Because the scriptures say he had to be. Read that in Exodus 12 real quick. I believe that's where it says. Leviticus 12.
Leviticus 12.
Read that real quick, and then we'll read that again.
This is Galatians 4 and verse 3. It says, even so, when we were children, we were in bondage under the elements of the world. But when the fullness of the time was come, Yahweh sent forth his Son, made of a woman.
The elements of the world, meaning the priesthood that was set on earth. The Levitical priesthood was made a priesthood on earth. The tabernacle was built on earth. See? But the priesthood from on high frees us from the earthly, bondage. Go ahead.
Made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law.
Who was under the law? The Israelites. So he was made of a woman under the law. Read that real quick.
Leviticus 12:1, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a woman have conceived seed and born a man-child,
Conceived seed and born a man-child. Go ahead.
then shall she be unclean 7 days. According to the days of the separation for her infirmity shall she be unclean. And in the 8th day the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised.
Right.
And she shall then continue in the blood of her purification 33 days.
Right. There you go. And when you read Luke the 2nd chapter, if I may, and then we can close out, Yahweh Shah fulfilled that law. Where is it at? Luke 2 and 30?
Yeah,
Luke 2. This is Luke chapter 2 and 21. And when the
This is Luke 2 and 21. And when 8 days were accomplished for the circumcising of the child, his name was called Yahushua.
see, the Jews stuck to those customs. John the Baptist, you read his birth, he was circumcised the 8th day. All right, this is what we don't have this privilege. You know what I'm saying? Yahushua was of the circumcision, man. He was the circumcision of the circumcision, man. He was the standard. Go ahead.
It says, stop again. It says, and when 8 days were accomplished for the circumcising of the child,
Right.
his name was called Yahushua, which was so named of the angel before he was conceived in the womb.
Before he was conceived in the womb. That's how you know when the angel came to Mary, that was before her and Joseph laid together. Right. A lot of people don't understand that. Right. They think because Matthew was before Luke that Matthew happened before Luke. No, the angel came to Mary first in the book of Luke, the first chapter. Go ahead.
Verse 22, and when the days of her purification according to the law of Moses were accomplished.
Now, why did she have to be purified? Because she had a seed in her.
Yeah.
Right? Meaning she was unclean for what? Go ahead.
It says, according to the law of Moses were accomplished, they brought him to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord.
There you go.
She wouldn't be able to enter into the temple.
Yeah, right.
She was unclean.
Right, because there was a portion of the temple that was for the women. Well, for the first there was a portion for I forget how it goes. Then the women, then then as you get closer to that holy of holies, only certain the high priest. You know what I'm saying? But again, if Yahushua was born of a so-called immaculate conception or a virgin birth, which those are two separate things. All right, then he got a blemish according to the technicality. Anyway,
So hopefully, man, that clears some things up for you. If you've been watching the madness,
Right.
You shouldn't be watching everybody. Okay?
Stick to the script.
Stick to the script. So Alvarez is out. The lesson was edifying. Once more, we want to give all praises to the Most High.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the brothers. Of course, Sister